When you need electrical power for large demands, the Oupes Mega 3 power station delivers a lot of power and features into a large package. Stay tuned for details. Hi, I'm Larry from Under the Median, and at the end of every month, we like to do a product review for you. And we've had a lot of requests from our viewers to review a large power station. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Oupes Mega 3 power station and the Oupes 240-watt solar panels, 4 of them that connect up to this unit. Oupes offered us the Mega 3 power station for review. This unit had not even been released to the public yet. Stay tuned to the end of the video because Oupes is offering specials right now, and also they're going to give a very special discount to Under the Median viewers. We own 4 of their smaller units, and I've done reviews on most of those, and they are wonderful units. We use those all of the time in our home in order to reduce our electrical usage on our utility bill. The Mega 3 is a powerful unit delivering 3,600 watts with a maximum peak of 7,000 watts. That is a lot of power. The power delivered from this unit from the AC side is a clean, pure sine wave from their pure sine wave inverter. This is the same kind of current, nice, clean current that comes from your utility company. This unit is very well designed and engineered and has a lot of really good built-in features that I'm going to talk about. The Mega 3 can be used to power most everything in your home. It will power everything from coffee makers to microwave, your washer and dryer, even a window air conditioning unit. It will even power our furnace for a period of time. It will power yours if you have a gas furnace and you have the ability to plug it in to the AC circuit. It will power anything that's under 3,600 watts, and it can be used for off-grid use or for wilderness camping. In fact, the Mega 3 is perfect for RV camping and even comes with a built-in 30-amp 120-volt outlet. This is the same kind of outlet that RVs use, and that happens to be a TT30 type outlet. The only item in your home that this will not power is your central air. That is usually because most central air conditioning units are 220 volts, and this just does not supply 220 volts. This has some amazing features, including an app that you can use to control different features on it, to monitor it, and to change some of the basic settings. This power station is a brute. It weighs about 83 pounds. It has an awful lot of components in it, and that very large battery does have some weight to it. But they have a way of moving it from room to room with ease. They have a set of wheels on one side and a handle on the other, so you can lift it up and tilt it like a piece of large luggage and roll it around from room to room on the floor. It does have 2 really hefty carrying handles, so if you want to enlist somebody else to help you carry it, then 2 people can easily carry this around. It can be fast charged at a rate of 1,800 watts. That's a lot of power coming into the unit. That will actually charge this unit up in less than 2 hours. But if that's too much for your house circuits, there's a way that you can slow it down to 900 watts by using this IoT button and the DC button to go through some settings changes. And I went ahead and reduced mine so I wasn't putting quite as much demand on our house circuits. This is the Oupes charging on the low setting. It has 2 settings for AC charging, high and low. For solar charging, you can attach up to 6 240-watt Oupes panels to it. You will need some special cables to do that, and I'll talk about that when I get to the solar charging. It can be charged up with 6 solar panels in about 2.5 hours if you have really good sun. I think that is incredibly fast, and that's the way I will charge up this unit 90% of the time, because solar power is free energy. Before I break down the various features, let's look and see what comes out of the box. First off, the Oupes unit itself comes very well packaged in a double-walled strapped box and delivered to your home. it has an accessory package, and in that comes the power cord. Now this is a very heavy-duty cord, and it has a special adapter in that you can only use with this unit. You don't want to use any other cord with it on account of the amount of energy that it takes when you're fast charging it. So that's why this is a very heavy cable. Now it doesn't have an adapter like their other units have, because that feature is built into the unit. So all you have is this power cord. The other cords relate to the solar and car charging. It charges with an Anderson connector. So this cord is a 7909 barrel cable to an Anderson cable, and that all connects onto the left side of the unit. They also give you an Anderson extension cord. So when you're using the car cord, if you need extra length, you can add this to it. This is the car cord that comes with it, and I'm amazed at how well made this is. This does a great job of delivering power to it, but I might say that it's going to take some time to charge it up with this cord. The other thing that it comes with is the owner's manual, and this is a very well written manual. In fact, the first pages of the owner's manual gives you very detailed instructions on how to set up the app on your phone in order to run the unit. You'll want to do that because it does add some fun features, and we'll get into that in a little bit as well. So you'll want to keep the owner's manual, and I would read all the way through this before powering up your unit. I want to compare this unit just a little bit to my own gas generator. Now, I have a gas generator that's rated at 3,500 watts. That's about 100 watts less than this one. The one thing that I can say that's the major difference between my gas generator and the Oupes unit is that the Oupes is much quieter. Let's give a listen to my gas generator. Now, here's what the Oupes sounds like when it's running. The other advantages that this has over a gas generator is that it won't pollute the air. You don't have to do a lot of routine maintenance on it. For instance, you don't have to change the oil, change the air or fuel filter. You don't have to keep gas in it or change the spark plug. It's basically maintenance free. And the other thing too is that if you charge this off of solar, it's free to run, and the resource for charging it is available as long as the sun's shining. Let's look at some of the features that this unit comes with. I really like the app. I think that's one of my favorite features. So I want to go through a little bit in detail of what the app does and what it allows you to see about this unit. This is kind of the home page of the app. And as you can see, I've customized my name, so I call this one Larry's Mega 3. You can do that with the settings on the app. So you just press that, and that gets you to a window that allows you to monitor the station and see what it's doing without having to get up out of your chair. On this one, it's showing that it's at a temperature of 90 degrees, and it has a charge of 76%. And under the current load, it will run for 1 day and 23 hours. Now, right now, I have this little lamp behind me running off of the AC side. So it's showing a draw of 16 watts for that light on the back behind me. It will also show you the input wattage. That's on the left side here. Down below here, it shows solar watts. This shows you how much that it's charging on solar as read through this Anderson cable on the side. The other thing that it will show you is the output. Now, if you click on the output, that allows you to control the AC outlets, the USB outlets, and the 12-volt outlets. So by one click of the switch, if I click on this button right here, if I click it, that goes out, and if I push the button on my phone, that lamp comes back on. On the 12-volt side, I've got an emergency light plugged in, and if I click that button, that goes on, and if I click it off on the phone, then that shuts that off. Or you can use the buttons that are on the device itself. On the USB side, I've got this LED light bulb in. We use these all the time for reading at night. If you turn that on, once again, I did that with the phone. So I can turn all these various lights on and off just by a touch of a button on the phone, and I think that's really convenient. There's a little gear icon in the upper right that indicates settings. So when you click on that, you get a whole list of items that you can reset. So it allows you to rename. If you click on that, then it allows you to change the name of the device. You can also change the unit timeout, the screen timeout, and right now I have it set to never. You just simply scroll through those settings in order to change them, and then you hit the button called Determine to set those. You can control the AC timeout. That means if there's no load on the AC, it will run for various amounts of time. You can run it for 6, 12, 24 hours, or you can cause it to never time out. And this button called Specification actually gives you the Mega 3 specs. Take a look at that. I'm showing that to you on the side as well. And these are also in your owner's manual, but here you've got them right at your fingertips on your phone. The app can be set up for Bluetooth or wireless, so you can control it either way. Bluetooth is good if you're out on the field with it, and wireless if you want to control it. Anywhere you have wireless internet, you can control it that way. In order for the wireless feature to operate, you have to always turn on this IoT button every time you power up the unit. Now let's talk about the battery. This has a huge battery. The battery is rated at 3,072 watt hours. That means it will run power for 1 hour at the rate of 3,072 watts. At least that's what it means. It doesn't quite deliver that much. You have to understand that there's a lot of electronics in here that battery's powering. If you have the AC on, it's powering that inverter. It's powering the control circuits, the display. Everything on here takes a little bit of power out of that. So generally speaking, a power station operates at about 85% efficiency. The battery type that Oupes uses, and they use this for all of their power stations, is the superior lithium iron phosphate battery. That is a battery that is the very best among the lithium types. It's considered the most stable and most reliable of all the lithium batteries. Oupes claims that their battery can receive 3,500 cycles. That means cycling it all the way down and all the way back to 100%. 3,500 times. That is a lot of times. What that kind of boils down to is that the unit can last about 10 years. And even at the end of 3,500 cycles, it doesn't mean you throw it out. It means by that time, it's going to be down to 80% capacity. So it's only going to have 80% of the capacity that it originally had after 3,500 cycles. That's really a conservative estimate because some websites claim that these lithium iron phosphate batteries will actually cycle anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 cycles. Isn't that amazing? So let's break down and find out how long can this run items. If you divide 3,072 by 0.85, you get roughly 2,600 watts. That's really the working load of this unit. And if you divide that load by any load that you have on it, let's say you have a 60 watt load on it, like a laptop, you're charging a laptop, it will run that for 43 hours. Isn't that amazing? So because 2,600 divided by 60 is 43.33. Fortunately, the display will always give you a readout of the estimated amount of time that it has left based on the current load. Right now, it's showing that it has 46 hours left. If I'm running it, it's only got 76% battery too. If you're using the DC side with the AC shutoff, generally that will run a little bit longer because you're not involving the extra component of the inverter. How does the Mega 3 deliver power? Well, this is amazing too. The Mega 3 has 16 power outlets altogether, and they're all nicely located on the front of the unit. The first thing that you notice is it has all of these AC outlets. It has 5 standard AC outlets and this 30 amp RV plug. The AC outlets are all rated at a 20 amp maximum rating, so they will deliver as much as 20 amps per outlet. But remember, you don't want to go over 3,600 watts for everything that you have plugged in here combined. They've also included several USB outlets on the DC side. There are 2 100-watt USB-C ports, and there are 4 of the USB-A watts, and 3 of those are QC 3.0, and one's a 5-volt 2-amp. The others, I believe these are 18 watts. The 2 USB-C outlets are each rated at 100 watts, and you can power just about anything with those. A lot of computers nowadays are powered with a USB-C cord. My wife's computer will hook up directly to this unit. The other thing that it has on this DC side that is very unusual, I've actually never seen this on another power station, this has an Anderson output that will run 12 volts at 30 amps. I think that's amazing that they include that. The outlets on the 12-volt side, it has 3 of those. Of course, it has the standard car outlet, which I ran this light off of, and it has 2 of these 5521 barrel plug outlets. So you have 3 different offerings for 12-volt output. Altogether, that gives you 15 outlets. I want to talk about the display next. It has a very clear display. This is the same display that they use on all of the units, all the way down to their 600-watt unit. On the left side here, it shows you the amount of hours it's going to run. It shows you in the middle a large number that gives you the percentage of battery that's remaining. On the far right side then, you have the input wattage and the output wattage. If nothing's going into it, then nothing will be lit up down here. Right now, of course, it is showing the output wattage of 16 watts. And then above that, it has the icons, of course, for your wireless and Bluetooth connection to your phone. And it'll also have various icons that will appear down to the bottom, depending on what outlets you have on. Unlike some of their older units, the Mega 3, like their current Mega 5 unit, has the ability to add extra battery packs to it. Around the side, on the left side, underneath the charging plugs, is another door that you can open that will show you a large plug that you can plug in an external battery pack. You can actually chain 15 of those packs together to give you an unbelievable amount of storage should you want to go that route. On the large door on the left side of the unit where the AC power cord plugs in, below that you also have a plug-in for Anderson. That's how you charge it with solar or with the car cord. Well, under that you have some additional circuit breakers. These are actually circuit breaker switches. Should this unit overload by accident, let's say you put too much of a load on it or it has too much power going out that it won't deliver, these will actually kick off just like your circuit breakers on your home. So to reset it, all you have to do is unplug the item that overloaded it and just click that switch and then your power will be back again. You need to have both of these on if you're going to use all of the features on the unit. There are several different ways to charge the Mega 3. So let's talk about that now. Probably the main way that you're going to charge this unit will be with the AC cord. And that is the fastest way to charge it if you want to charge it at the 1800 watt rate. This is the Oupes charging on the low setting. It has 2 settings for AC charging, high and low. So right now it is charging by about 900 to about 960 down to about 890 or so. It's going to kind of fluctuate. It was at 69% when it started, so it is about 11:16 a.m. and we'll see how long it takes to charge up the unit. Okay, it's 12:29 and this just finished up at 100%, charging it on the lower setting. As mentioned, you can slow that down to 900 watts. The owner's manual will direct you how to do that. Solar charging is remarkable with this unit. They've really improved it over some of their older units. It's accomplished through one standard Anderson input on the side. You'll need to get the standard Anderson to 7909 cords from Oupes in order to use this feature. These are the cords, and you basically chain them all together. Let me show you how that works with the Anderson cables connected. have the MC4 to 7909 cords that Oupes recommends for solar charging this unit. And they're going into the 1 Anderson input on the side of the unit. And so it is showing a charge now of 624, 25 watts. It's charging at a faster rate with the panels now in series. So this is working really good. And that will charge this unit up with 4 panels anywhere from 5 to 6 hours. Once again, solar charging really depends on how high the sun is in the sky, how clear the air is, whether there's clouds in the sky, anything obstructing the sun. If there's any shadows that go across your solar panels, that will affect charging. So you want to make sure those panels are aimed directly at the sun. I keep them turned all the time to get the maximum potential for solar charging. Another way that you can charge this unit is with the car cord. Now, this is the heavy-duty car cord that I showed you at the beginning of the video. All this has to be is just plugged into the Anderson unit here, and then this plugged into your cigarette lighter on your car. This will charge it at a rate of right around 94 watts. And that depends a little bit on how much your car supplies out of your 12-volt outlet. You only want to charge it off of your car if your car is running. You never want to charge it with your car not running, because this will deplete your car battery in nothing flat. But if you're traveling and you're going to be on the road all day, maybe you're traveling for 3 or 4 days and you have this plugged in, it's a good way to trickle charge it. And remember, if you don't run this unit all the way down, it will charge up much faster. So if you only run this down to 70 or 65%, then it won't take it that long to charge even off the car cord. Another way that you can charge this unit, if you don't have solar and you don't have a car that you can charge it, you can charge it with your gas generator. So if you have a gas generator running, go ahead and charge this up with that, and then you can bring this inside and run other things in the house off of the Mega 3. I want to talk about another feature that not too many power stations have, and I think this is a really important feature, and that is the EPS, or Emergency Power Supply feature. And what that means is, if you have a critical piece of equipment in your house that needs to run when power goes out, and we do, it would be really handy if you could plug that into something that would then keep it running if power went out and you weren't home. Let's say you have a sump pump running, the ground is saturated, you're out of town for a couple of days, and the power goes out. If you have your sump pump plugged into this, and you have this unit plugged into the wall outlet, then it will supply power. If your line power goes out, it will supply the power from the Mega 3. And the way that works is, when this is plugged into the wall and you have the AC circuits turned on, it's going to supply power to that sump pump or whatever it is you have plugged into it from the line. It won't be supplying the power from the Mega 3 itself. Then when the power suddenly goes out, in 20 milliseconds, this kicks over and supplies the power to whatever it is that's critical in your house. And it will then run until power goes back on again. You have to have both of these circuit breaker switches turned on in order for that feature to work. Well, what will the unit power? I think the better question is, what will it not power? It won't power your, as I mentioned, your AC central air unit, but really it will power just about everything in your house. The only thing that it won't do, if you've got a motor big enough that it's going to go past that 7,000 watt peak, that will cause it to overload. I don't happen to have a motor in my house that's that powerful. None of the fans that I own that have motors, the washing machine motor or the dryer motor aren't big enough, and the sump pump motor isn't big enough to trip the breaker switches on this. So really, I mean, just use your imagination. It will power anything. It will even power sensitive medical equipment, because of course it has that pure sine wave inverter, which is very safe power. So if you're not sure in terms of medical equipment as to how long it will run, make sure that you have a kilowatt meter and you check that piece of equipment to see how many watts it needs and how long this will deliver power for that unit when the power is out. You want to make sure, of course, you have power to those items when you lose power. But it will supply power to the most simple things like your laptop, your entertainment center. We have this running our entertainment center all the time now in the family room. It's hooked up to our television set, an oscillating fan, and a few LED lights that we have distributed around the room. We also plug in our computers, so it's charging up the computers. But you can charge anything off of these USBs, like your phone, any rechargeable lamps, rechargeable fans, lanterns, flashlights, anything that you have that runs on USB can be charged up and powered through these USB ports. The Oupes Mega 3 is just being released. Oupes is having an introductory sale on this power station. From now until October 9th, you can get a 30% discount. Plus, when you use our special discount code, you get an additional 10% off. The regular price for this unit is $2,999. During the sale, with our discount code, MEDIAN10, it's $1,889. And folks, most power station companies will sell their 2,000 watt units for around that price point. Oupes is allowing their 3,600 watt unit to go for $1,889. That's an amazing discount. The 10% discount applies to all Mega 3 and Mega 5 products. Remember, this is a limited time deal. You need to snag it before October 9th to get this special price. If you're interested in checking them out, use our affiliate link, which will be at the top of the description in this video. Thank you for checking out the Oupes Mega 3 power station, and we hope to see you for our next product review video.